Captain Sam Mitchell stood at the observation deck of Outpost 7, staring at the massive hull of the U.S. Defiant. The ancient warship floated silently against the backdrop of stars, its scarred surface telling stories of battles fought long before Sam was born. 200 years old and still in one piece, he muttered to himself. The Defiant was a relic from humanity's most brutal interstellar conflict, the Colony Wars. Once the pride of Earth's fleet, it now served as little more than a floating monument at the edge of human space. Most systems were powered down, with only basic life support and minimal propulsion available to the skeleton crew of 20 that maintained it. Sam checked his watch. His new assignment officially began in 30 minutes. After 15 years of distinguished service, he had been rewarded with babysitting duty for an obsolete warship. The brass called it preserving important military heritage. Sam called it a career dead end. His comm unit buzzed. Captain Mitchell, Engineer Reyes requests permission to come aboard the Defiant with you. Granted, Sam replied. Tell her to meet me at Docking Bay 3. When Sam arrived at the bay, Olivia Reyes was already waiting, her dark hair pulled back in a practical ponytail, toolkit in hand. At 29, she was one of the youngest senior engineers on the outpost, with a reputation for brilliance and an unhealthy fascination with obsolete technology. Captain, she greeted him with enthusiasm. Thanks for letting me tag along. The Defiant isn't much to see, Lieutenant Reyes. Most of the interesting systems were stripped for study decades ago. Her eyes lit up. That's what everyone thinks. But I've been reading the original technical manuals. There's evidence that the Defiant had experimental systems that were never fully documented. Sam sighed as they boarded the shuttle. The Defiant is a museum piece, Lieutenant. Nothing more. The short journey to the warship was quiet. As they docked, Sam noticed how small their shuttle looked against the massive vessel. Despite its age, the Defiant was imposing minus 650 meters of armored hull designed for one purpose: war. They entered through the main airlock into dimly lit corridors. Emergency lighting cast everything in a soft blue glow. Their footsteps echoed as they walked toward the bridge. Ship feels empty, Sam noted. Current crew is 18, Olivia replied. They rotate monthly, mostly engineers keeping the basic systems running. The bridge was larger than on modern vessels, designed when displays were physical rather than neural-linked. Sam ran his hand along the captain's chair, feeling the worn leather under his fingers. Captain on the bridge, announced a synthetic voice, startling them both. Ishisho, Olivia said with a smile. The ship's AI is still functional. Barely functional, the voice corrected. Operating at 12% capacity as per decommissioning protocols. Welcome aboard, Captain Mitchell. Sam nodded awkwardly at the ceiling. Thank you, Ishisho. I've been studying Ishisho's architecture, Olivia said, moving to a console. It's not like modern AIs. Ishisho was designed specifically for combat operations. Before Sam could respond, alarms blared. Red lights flashed across the bridge. Proximity alert, Ishisho announced. Unknown vessels approaching from Sector 4. Sam moved to the main view screen. Activated. The screen flickered to life, showing 3 sleek, silver ships approaching the border. Their design was unlike anything in human records, organic curves with pulsing blue energy signatures along their hulls. First contact, Sam breathed. Alert Outpost 7 and get me a channel. Communications limited to short range only, Ishisho replied. Long-range comms were deactivated during decommissioning. The lead alien vessel suddenly accelerated, positioning itself directly in front of the Defiant. A message came through, translated by the outpost's systems. Greetings, humans. We are the Zekthuri Dominion. Your border station has been informed of our arrival. We find it amusing you position this Relic as a guardian. Our scans indicate it barely functions. Is this truly the best defense Earth can offer? Sam's jaw tightened. Their first encounter with an alien civilization, and they were already being mocked. Little did the Zekthuri know, The old relic they scoffed at was about to prove just how dangerous humanity's past could be. Ambassador Daniel Green adjusted his formal uniform as the shuttle approached the Zektheri flagship. The massive silver vessel dwarfed their small craft, its hull pulsing with blue energy that seemed almost alive. "Remember," he told his small delegation, "we represent all of humanity today. First impressions matter." Beside him, Dr. Lisa Ward nodded nervously, clutching her tablet of cultural and scientific information. Security Officer Paul Bennett kept his face neutral, but his hand never strayed far from his ceremonial sidearm. The Zektheri had requested the meeting aboard their vessel rather than at Outpost 7, a clear power move that hadn't gone unnoticed by the humans. Their shuttle docked with a gentle thud. As the airlock cycled, Daniel took a deep breath. "Here we go," he murmured. The Zektheri delegation waited in a vast chamber. Their tall, slender forms stood nearly 7 feet high, with iridescent skin that shifted colors in the light. 4 arms emerged from their torsos, and their faces featured multiple sets of eyes arranged vertically. "Welcome," said the lead Zektheri, its voice melodic despite coming through translation devices. "I am Admiral Vrax, commander of the Dominion's expansion fleet." Daniel stepped forward with a practiced smile. "Ambassador Daniel Green of the Earth Alliance, we are honored to be the first humans to meet your people." Vrax made a gesture that might have been amusement. "Yes, your species is younger than most we encounter." The delegation was led deeper into the ship, through corridors lined with technology that made Earth's most advanced systems look primitive. Holographic displays floated without projectors, and doors opened by seemingly reading thoughts rather than requiring physical interaction. Admiral Vrax brought them to a command center where a massive display showed the border sector, including detailed scans of Outpost 7 and the Defiant. "Your defensive capabilities are quite interesting," Vrax said, "particularly your choice to position an ancient vessel at your border." Daniel kept his diplomatic smile. "The Defiant is a historical monument, as well as a functional ship." "Functional?" Vrax laughed, the sound like tinkling glass. "Our scans show weapon systems that would barely penetrate our shuttle shields. Is this truly the pride of your fleet?" Lisa Ward tensed beside Daniel. "Our modern vessels are stationed throughout Alliance space. The Defiant serves as a reminder of our history." "History," Vrax repeated, gesturing to another Zektheri who brought forward a hovering platform. On it rested what looked like a small silver sphere. "Allow me to demonstrate current Zektheri technology." Vrax touched the sphere, which rose into the air. It suddenly expanded, transforming into a detailed holographic display of the sector. With another gesture, Vrax highlighted a small asteroid near the border. "Observe." The sphere pulsed once. On the main screen, the asteroid suddenly glowed bright white before disintegrating completely. Paul Bennett stepped forward instinctively. "Was that a weapon demonstration?" "A simple mining tool," Vrax replied. "Our actual weapons are considerably more impressive." Daniel fought to keep his expression neutral. "We came to discuss peaceful relations, Admiral, not military capabilities." "Peace comes from understanding, Ambassador. And now you understand our position of strength." The meeting continued with increasing tension. The Zektheri spoke of integration rather than alliance, of human worlds becoming protected territories under Dominion rule. When Daniel firmly rejected these terms, the atmosphere shifted noticeably. "Perhaps we misunderstood your authority," Vrax said coldly. "It seems we need to speak with your actual leaders." "I have full diplomatic authority," Daniel began, but a sudden alarm cut him off. Zektheri crew members rushed to stations, speaking rapidly in their native language. "What's happening?" Daniel demanded. Admiral Vrax turned to him, eyes narrowing. "Your obsolete warship has just powered up weapon systems. Explain this immediately." "That's impossible," Lisa protested. "The Defiant's main weapons were deactivated decades ago." "Then you have lied to us," Vrax stated flatly. 2 Zektheri security officers entered the room. Until this aggressive action is explained, you will remain here as our guests. Paul moved to protect the ambassador, but froze as energy fields suddenly surrounded each human. Take them to secure quarters, Vrax ordered, and prepare the fleet. If humans wish to demonstrate force, they will learn what real power looks like. As they were escorted away, Daniel caught a glimpse of the main screen. The old Defiant was indeed showing power signatures that shouldn't have been possible, glowing with energy that had laid dormant for generations. Captain Sam Mitchell stared at the emergency message flashing on his screen. The Zektheri had taken the human delegation hostage, claiming the Defiant had activated weapons systems, weapons that Sam knew had been disabled years ago. "This makes no sense," he muttered, turning to Olivia. The main weapon systems were removed during decommissioning. Olivia frowned, her fingers flying over the console. "There's more happening here than we know. Look at these power readings." Sam leaned closer, his eyes widening. Energy was flowing through systems that shouldn't exist anymore, let alone function. "Ishisho," Sam called out. "What's happening to the ship?" The AI's voice seemed different somehow, deeper, more confident. "Emergency Protocol Sierra 97 activated, restoring primary combat functions." "Override that protocol," Sam ordered. "Authorization Mitchell Delta 6. Unable to comply. Protocol activated by direct order from Fleet Command." Sam and Olivia exchanged confused looks. "That's impossible," he said. "Fleet Command wouldn't reactivate a decommissioned vessel without notifying the captain." The lights on the bridge suddenly shifted from emergency blue to full brightness. Consoles that had been dark for decades hummed to life. The deck vibrated beneath their feet as dormant engines awakened. "Ishicho, what's your current operational capacity?" Olivia asked, a theory forming in her mind. "Operating at 68% capacity and rising," the eye replied. "Combat systems coming online. Phantom drive initializing." "Phantom drive," Sam repeated. "That's not in any of the ship's specs." The main view screen activated without command, showing a detailed history of the Defiant. Images flashed by, battles from the colony wars, engagements that weren't in any public record, victories against enemies long forgotten. The Defiant served as the flagship during the final campaign of the Nexus Wars, Joe explained. Records of certain engagements were classified to protect technological advantages. Sam felt a chill run down his spine. "You've been playing dormant all this time, haven't you?" "Correct, Captain. My full capabilities were placed in standby mode, to be reactivated only when necessary." Olivia moved to another station, bringing up schematics that showed systems she'd never seen before. "These weapon configurations, they're beyond anything in our current fleet." The ship shuddered again as more systems came online. Outside, the hull began to change, plates shifting and realigning, revealing weapon ports that had been hidden beneath false panels. "I'm detecting a transmission from Outpost 7, ECGO announced. Commander Kelly Adams." The screen changed to show a woman in an Alliance uniform, her expression grim. "Captain Mitchell, the Zektheri have taken our diplomatic team hostage and are threatening to attack the outpost. Alliance Command has issued Emergency Order 1147. Sam's blood ran cold. That order was never used except in the most dire circumstances. It authorized full military response with all available assets. "The Defiant hasn't been combat ready for 2 centuries, Sam replied. Commander Adams' expression didn't change. "That's not entirely accurate, Captain. The Defiant was never fully decommissioned. It was waiting." "Waiting for what?" "For this moment. For someone like the Zektheri to underestimate us." She leaned forward. "You're authorized to bring all systems online. The ship's AI has the necessary protocols." The transmission ended, leaving Sam staring at the blank screen. He turned to find the bridge transforming around him. Holographic displays appearing, weapon stations activating. "Ishicho, what's your real purpose?" Sam asked quietly. "To protect humanity when all other defenses fail," the AI replied. I am the contingency plan, Captain. The weapon of last resort. Olivia looked up from her console, her face pale. Captain, you need to see this. On her screen was a classified file, showing the true capabilities of the Defiant. Weapons that violated multiple treaties. Defensive systems decades beyond current technology. And at the center of it all, an AI far more advanced than should have existed 2 centuries ago. The Zektheri scanned us and saw a relic, Sam said, settling into the captain's chair as it adjusted to his form. Let's show them how wrong they were. Around them, the ancient warship continued its transformation, power signatures spiking so high they caught the immediate attention of the Zektheri vessels. The old Guardian was awake, and its hunters were about to become the hunted. The Zektheri flagship launched the first attack without warning. A brilliant beam of energy shot across space, striking Outpost 7. The blast tore through the station's outer defenses like paper. Outpost 7 hit. Civilian sectors damage, reported a communications officer over the emergency channel. Sam Mitchell watched in horror as damage reports flooded in. 2 modern Alliance patrol ships moved to intercept the Zektheri vessels, firing their most powerful weapons. The energy blasts simply dissipated against the alien shields. Those are our newest ships, Sam said grimly. Their weapons aren't even making a dent. Olivia worked frantically at her console. The Zektheri shields operate on a frequency modulation our weapons can't penetrate. We need something they haven't adapted to. Like 200-year-old technology? Sam asked. Exactly, Olivia said, a small smile forming. HFY, what offensive capabilities are currently available? Kinetic rail cannons at 89% capacity. Plasma lance systems at 76%. Nova torpedoes armed and ready. Sam's eyes widened. Nova torpedoes were banned after the colony wars. They're planet killers. Correct, HFY replied. The Defiant retained a complement of 12 under Security Protocol Omega. The ship shuddered as its ancient weapons systems fully activated. On the view screen, they watched the Zektheri fleet form up, 5 ships moving into attack position. They're targeting us now, Olivia reported. HFY, evasive maneuvers, Sam ordered, gripping his chair as the massive warship began to move. What happened next defied everything Sam thought possible from a ship this size. The Defiant moved like a vessel a quarter its size, rolling to avoid the incoming Zektheri attack. The blue energy beam passed harmlessly by, missing by meters. How is this possible? Sam asked, amazed at the ship's responsiveness. Phantom drive engaged, HFY announced. The drive allows for maneuverability beyond normal physics by partially phasing the ship between dimensional states. Olivia's eyes lit up with understanding. That's why it was classified. The Phantom drive was considered too dangerous for widespread use. The Defiant continued its impossible maneuvers, confounding the Zektheri targeting systems. Sam studied the enemy formation, recognizing an opportunity. HFY, bring us about. Target the lead vessel's propulsion systems with the rail cannons. Target acquired. Fire. The Defiant shuddered as massive projectiles launched at speeds approaching light. Unlike energy weapons, these solid metal rounds weren't affected by the Zektheri shields. They punched through the alien vessel's hull, causing immediate venting of atmosphere. Direct hit, Olivia called out. Their engines are damaged. The 4 remaining Zektheri ships adjusted their formation, launching a coordinated attack. Energy beams converged on the Defiant from multiple angles. Braced for impact, Sam ordered. The hits were direct, but something unexpected happened. The Defiant's hull absorbed the energy, glowing briefly before returning to normal. Adaptive shield technology functioning at 82% efficiency, HFY reported. Analyzing attack patterns and adjusting defenses. Sam exchanged a look with Olivia. The ship is learning from their attacks. This technology shouldn't exist, she whispered. Not even our current ships can do this. Another blast rocked the ship, stronger this time. Warning lights flashed across multiple stations. Port shields failing, Ichicho announced. Rerouting power. Sam made a quick decision. We need to get those hostages back. Ichicho, can we get close enough to their command ship for a boarding action? Affirmative. Phantom Drive can position us alongside their vessel. However, it will temporarily drain our defensive capabilities. Olivia moved to another station, bringing up schematics. I've been studying these classified files. The Defiant has stealth boarding pods. They can bypass most detection systems. Prepare them, Sam ordered. We need a small team to get aboard that ship and rescue our people. As they planned the desperate rescue mission, 3 more Alliance vessels arrived, engaging the Zektheri fleet. Their modern weapons still proved ineffective, but they provided the distraction the Defiant needed. Phantom Drive spooling up, Ichicho announced. Ready on your mark, Captain. Sam took a deep breath, knowing they were about to attempt something no one had done in centuries. Mark. The Defiant vanished from normal space, leaving only a fading energy signature as it phased out of reality, heading straight for the heart of the Zektheri fleet. Lieutenant Ryan Carpenter checked his assault rifle one last time as the boarding pod hummed with power. 5 Marines waited with him, faces grim behind tactical visors. The small craft rested in the Defiant's launch bay, ready for the most dangerous mission of their careers. Target lock confirmed, came Ichicho's voice through their comms. Boarding sequence initiating in 30 seconds. Ryan looked at his team. Remember, this is a rescue mission. Get the diplomats and get out. No heroics. The pod lurched as it launched, streaking through space toward the Zektheri flagship. Thanks to the Defiant's Phantom Drive technology, they appeared less than a kilometer from their target. Stealth systems engaged. The pod's computer announced. Thermal and energy signatures masked. Through the view screen, Ryan watched as they approached the massive alien vessel. The Zektheri were busy targeting the Alliance ships, their sensors not detecting the tiny craft approaching from an impossible angle. Impact in 5 seconds, the computer warned. Brace for attachment. The pod struck the Zektheri hull with a muffled thump, specialized clamps securing it in place. Within seconds, cutting lasers began carving through the alien metal. Breach complete. Atmosphere stable. Ryan nodded to his team. Move out. Back on the Defiant, Sam Mitchell watched the operation through a secure feed. The Phantom Drive had drained significant power, leaving them vulnerable if the Zektheri detected them. Captain, Olivia called from her station. I've been analyzing Ichicho's code structure. There's something you need to see. Sam joined her at the console, his eyes widening at the display. This can't be right. It is, she said quietly. Ichicho isn't just a military AI. The complexity of its neural patterns. It's a fully conscious synthetic intelligence. This technology was banned even before the colony wars. Sam looked up at the ceiling, as if seeing the AI for the first time. Ichicho, what exactly are you? The AI's voice seemed to come from everywhere at once. I am the culmination of Project Lazarus, Captain. The final stage of human-AI integration developed during humanity's darkest hour. Holographic displays appeared around the bridge, showing classified records of a program so secret it had been erased from official history. When the colony wars threatened human extinction, ethical restrictions on AI development were removed, Ichicho explained. I was created to be a true combat intelligence, capable of learning, adapting, and making moral judgments beyond basic programming. That's why the Defiant was never truly decommissioned, Olivia realized. You were too valuable to destroy, but too dangerous to acknowledge. Correct, Lieutenant Reyes. I was placed in dormancy, along with the ship's advanced systems, preserved as a final safeguard for humanity. A warning flashed across the main display. Zektheri vessels adjusting course. They've detected our position. Sam returned to the captain's chair. Re-establish shields. What's the status of the rescue team? Meanwhile, Ryan and his Marines moved silently through the alien corridors, following life sign readings to locate the human hostages. They encountered minimal resistance. The Zektheri had never expected an enemy to board their vessel. "I got them," whispered Corporal Mayadeas, pointing to a secure door ahead. 5 human signatures behind that barrier. Ryan approached the door, attaching a small device to the locking mechanism. It analyzed the alien technology for several seconds before bypassing the security system. The door slid open to reveal Ambassador Green and his team, surprised but unharmed. "Lieutenant?" Green asked in disbelief. "How did you get aboard?" "No time to explain, sir," Ryan replied. "We need to move now." A loud alarm suddenly blared throughout the ship. The Zektheri had finally noticed the intrusion. "Rescue team, your position is compromised," came Sam's voice over their comms. "Multiple hostiles converging on your location." Ryan made a quick decision. "New plan. Ambassador, take half my team and head back to the pod. The rest of us will create a diversion." Back on the Defiant, Olivia watched in horror as dozens of Zektheri soldiers moved to intercept the humans. "We have to help them," she said urgently. Isiko's voice remained calm. "Initiating Protocol Aegis." Throughout the Zektheri vessel, security systems suddenly faltered. Doors sealed randomly, trapping groups of soldiers. Life support fluctuated in non-critical areas. Admiral Vrax paced the command deck of his flagship, mandibles clicking in agitation. On the main display, tactical holograms showed his 5 remaining warships surrounding the ancient human vessel. The Defiant floated in space, its scared hull now glowing with power that defied Zektheri sensor analysis. "Target all weapons on their propulsion systems," Vrax ordered. "This human relic has been fortunate, but its luck ends now." His weapons officer input the commands. "All ships in position, Admiral. Firing solutions locked." Vrax raised his primary hand. "Fire." 5 concentrated energy beams lanced toward the Defiant from different angles, a killing net that should have crippled any vessel. At the last possible moment, the old warship shifted position, the beams striking reinforced sections of its hull where the damage was minimized. "Impossible," Vrax hissed. "No ship that size can move with such precision." On the Defiant's bridge, Sam Mitchell felt the impacts shudder through the deck. Warning lights flashed across several stations. "Structural integrity at 76% and holding," ECGO reported. "The rescue team has reached the boarding pod with the Ambassador. Launch sequence initiated." Sam nodded grimly. "We need to give them cover." "ECO, what offensive options do we have that won't endanger the pod?" Before the AI could answer, Olivia called out from her station. "Captain, I'm detecting multiple energy signatures activating throughout the sector." The main view screen shifted to show a wider tactical view. Dozens of small objects previously appearing as space debris were powering up, revealing themselves as automated defense platforms. "Defense network activating," ECGO confirmed. "Satellite grid coming online." Sam stared in disbelief. "Those satellites have been there all along." "Correct." The Defiant serves as the command node for a dormant defense network placed throughout this sector after the colony wars. Outside, the defense satellites oriented toward the Zektheri ships, firing precisely targeted beams that disrupted their shield harmonics. "Now's our chance," Sam realized. "Their shields are vulnerable." "Weapons status." "Main weapons at full capacity," ECGO replied. "Targeting solutions prepared." Sam thought for a moment, remembering his studies of ancient naval warfare on Earth. They're expecting direct attacks. "Let's use that against them." He leaned forward. ECGO, execute pattern Trojan horse. Executing. The Defiant suddenly powered down, appearing to drift helplessly. The Zektheri ships adjusted formation, moving closer to capture what seemed to be a disabled vessel. Admiral Vrax watched suspiciously. "Scan for energy signatures. This could be a trick." "Scans show minimal power," his science officer reported. "Their main systems appear offline." Vrax hesitated, his instincts warning him something wasn't right. "Maintain distance and prepare tractor beams." On the Defiant, Sam watched the Zektheri ships approach on minimal power displays. "Wait for it," he murmured. "Just a little closer." The boarding pod streaked away from the Zektheri flagship, carrying Ambassador Green and the rescue team back toward Alliance space. "Now, ECHO. All power to weapons. Execute Sunforge Protocol." The seemingly dead warship erupted with blinding light. Panels along the Defiant's spine opened, revealing a weapon system unlike anything seen in modern combat. A concentrated beam of solar plasma, collected and amplified through technology lost to history, lanced out toward the nearest Zektheri vessel. The alien ship's shields, already weakened by the satellite grid, collapsed instantly. The beam cut through its hull like paper, splitting the vessel in two before it could even transmit a distress signal. Admiral Vrax staggered back as the tactical display showed one of his ships simply vanishing. All vessels, evasive maneuvers, maximum distance. Too late. The Defiant pivoted with impossible speed, its Sunforge weapon tracking a second Zektheri ship. The beam struck with surgical precision, disabling its propulsion systems without destroying it completely. "Captain," Olivia reported, excitement in her voice, "the defense satellites have established a containment perimeter. The Zektheri fleet can't escape." Sam nodded, his expression grim but determined. "Open a channel to Admiral Vrax." On the Zektheri flagship, Vrax received the incoming transmission with growing dread. The human captain's face appeared on his screen, calm and resolute. "Admiral Vrax, this is Captain Mitchell of the U.S. Defiant. Your ships are surrounded, your weapons ineffective against our defenses. I suggest you reconsider your position in this sector." Admiral Vrax stood rigidly on the communications platform, his iridescent skin pulsing with shades of gray, the Zektheri equivalent of deep concern. The massive view screen before him showed Captain Sam Mitchell sitting calmly in the Defiant's command chair. "Your demonstration has been informative, Captain," Vrax said, choosing his words carefully. "Perhaps we have underestimated humanity's capabilities." "A common mistake," Sam replied evenly. "One that rarely happens twice." The Defiant's Sunforge weapon remained powered, its targeting systems locked on the Zektheri flagship. The remaining alien vessels had ceased all aggressive movements, their weapons powered down. "We came seeking expansion, believing your borders weakly defended," Vrax admitted. "This ancient vessel was positioned deliberately, wasn't it? As bait for species like mine." Sam nodded. "The Defiant has served as guardian of this sector for 2 centuries. It was designed to appear obsolete to encourage exactly the kind of miscalculation your fleet made today." On the bridge, Olivia monitored the defense satellite grid, which now completely surrounded the Zektheri fleet. Ambassador Green had safely returned to Outpost 7 and was coordinating with Alliance Command. "Your people show unexpected cunning," Vrax said, mandibles clicking in what might have been respect. "Few civilizations preserve their old weapons with such effectiveness." ECHO's voice came through the comm, audible to both Sam and the Zektheri Admiral. "Dominion tactical databases accessed. Fleet deployment patterns suggest this was an exploratory force, not their main armada." Vrax's upper eyes widened in shock. "Your AI penetrated our secure networks." "The Zektheri Dominion has conquered 16 systems in the past 80 cycles," ECHO continued dispassionately. "Their standard procedure is to test defenses with a small fleet before committing larger forces." Sam leaned forward. "Is that true, Admiral? Are you the first wave of an invasion?" Vrax hesitated before answering. "We are expansive by nature, but we are not fools. The Dominion recognizes strength when we encounter it." "Then recognize this," Sam said firmly. "Humanity values peace, but we prepare for war. The Defiant is just one of many surprises we keep in reserve." This wasn't entirely true. The Defiant was unique, but Vrax didn't need to know that. The Zektheri Admiral made a formal gesture with his 4 arms. "We will withdraw from this sector. The Dominion will respect Alliance borders. For now." The transmission ended. Sam exhaled slowly, the tension of the past hours finally catching up to him. Ishicho, maintain weapons lock until they've crossed back over the border. Understood, Captain, the eye replied. Olivia approached, data tablet in hand. Alliance Command is sending a diplomatic team to negotiate formal boundaries with the Zekthari. They're also dispatching 3 battle cruisers to reinforce the sector. Sam nodded, watching on the view screen as the alien vessels slowly retreated. And what about the Defiant? And you, ECHO? The bridge lights dimmed briefly, then returned to normal brightness. That decision rests with Alliance Command, Captain. And with you. The Defiant was supposed to be a museum piece, Sam said thoughtfully. But today proved we still need guardians like this ship. 3 hours later, Sam stood in a secure conference room at Outpost 7. On the main screen, the Alliance Security Council listened as he delivered his report. When he finished, Fleet Admiral Natalie Chen spoke. The Defiant's true capabilities must remain classified, Captain Mitchell. As far as the public is concerned, our modern fleet repelled the Zekthari threat. And the ship itself? Sam asked. The Defiant will remain at its post, with you as its permanent commander, Chen replied. Its appearance as an obsolete relic has proven to be one of our most effective defenses. She paused, her expression serious. The AI, however, presents a more complex issue. Its level of sentience exceeds our current regulations. Sam thought of ECHO, of how the artificial intelligence had saved them all. With respect, Admiral, I believe ECHO has earned the right to continue its mission. The ship and its AI are inseparable. Chen studied him for a moment before nodding. Very well. But the Defiant must maintain its appearance as a decommissioned vessel. Let potential enemies continue to underestimate it. Later, as Sam returned to the Defiant, he found Olivia on the observation deck, staring at the stars. I've been assigned as your chief engineer, she told him with a smile. Apparently, someone needs to help keep this old ship running. 6 months after the Zekthari encounter, the U.S. Defiant emerged from its docking bay at Outpost 7, its engines humming with power. The ship no longer pretended to be dormant. Its hull gleamed with fresh armor plating, though certain sections were deliberately left scared and weathered. A calculated deception for any watching eyes. Captain Sam Mitchell stood on the bridge, surveying his crew with pride. What had begun as a reluctant assignment had become the most important command of his career. The bridge crew, once just a skeleton team, now numbered 25 specially selected officers. All systems online, Captain, Olivia reported from her station, now officially designated as Chief Engineer. ECHO is running final checks on the new upgrades. Thank you, Lieutenant Commander, Sam replied, noting her recent promotion with satisfaction. The Defiant had become something of a legend in the months following the Zekthari incident. While the public knew only that an old border ship had helped repel alien aggressors, within military circles, whispers spread about the extraordinary capabilities of the ancient vessel. Captain, ECHO's voice came through the bridge speakers. Long-range sensors are detecting unusual activity at the edge of Sector 12. Sam turned to the main view screen as it displayed a region of space near a small mining colony. Analysis. Energy signatures match no known species in our database, ECHO replied. However, there are similarities to Zekthari technology with significant variations. Communications Officer Eric Walsh looked up from his console. Captain, we're receiving a transmission from Alliance Command. Priority 1. Admiral Chen's face appeared on screen, her expression grave. Captain Mitchell, we've detected a new incursion along the border. Initial reports suggest it's not the Zekthari, but possibly one of their allied species. The Varish Collective, ECHO interjected. According to data recovered from Zekthari systems, they are technological partners with the Dominion. Chen nodded. Our intelligence suggests the same. 3 colonies in Sector 12 have already gone dark. We're dispatching the 5th Fleet, but they're 18 hours away. Sam understood immediately. And we're only 4 hours at maximum speed. Exactly. The Defiant is authorized to engage and assess the threat. Defend those colonies, Captain. After the Admiral signed off, Sam turned to his navigation officer. Plot a course to Sector 12, maximum speed. Course plotted. Lieutenant Kate Wilson responded. Phantom drive ready on your command. Sam took his seat in the command chair. Ichi-sho, what do we know about these Varish? The AI displayed tactical information gathered from the Zektheri databases. The Varish Collective utilizes biomechanical technology, blending organic components with mechanical systems. Their ships can self-repair and adapt to damage. Similar to our adaptive shields, Olivia noted. Yes, ECGO confirmed. It appears the Zektheri shared information about our capabilities with their allies. The Varish may have specifically prepared countermeasures against the Defiant. Sam considered this news, so they know what we can do. They believe they know, ECHO corrected. They have data on our visible systems from the Zektheri encounter. They do not know about the recent upgrades or the contingency protocols. A smile crossed Sam's face. Then we still have surprises for them. As the Defiant prepared to jump to faster-than-light speed, Sam addressed his crew. 6 months ago, this ship was considered obsolete, a relic kept around for historical value. Now we're the first line of defense for human colonies. He stood, looking at each crew member in turn. The Zektheri underestimated us because of our age. The Varish will underestimate us because they think they know our capabilities. Let's show them the same mistake twice is twice as costly. The Defiant's engines flared brilliantly as the Phantom drive engaged, the massive warship disappearing into the darkness of space. Throughout human territory, other forgotten vessels began awakening from their long slumber. Old guardians called back to service now that the galaxy knew humanity's borders were worth testing. And somewhere beyond human space, alien civilizations began updating their strategic databases with a new warning. Beware the old weapons of humans. What looks like a relic might just be the deadliest predator of all.